too noisy. Good morning and welcome to the Dead Sea Research Institute. I'm very excited and I feel honored and privileged really to open the second. Why is it so noisy? תרחיק את זה קצת ממנו. Okay. Is it okay now? I hate noise. No, it has an echo. Anyway, as I said, I'm very honored and privileged to open the second summit of the Dead Sea Research Institute, Life in Extreme Conditions, a Lesson from Nature. I'm really excited to do it here at this institute, and it means that our baby that is almost 2.5 years old is growing, and I'm very happy and excited about that. It has been almost, a big effort to make all this happen, and I'm happy that most of you are coming back and newcomers, and we are all here to really learn a lesson from nature, especially at this place, and especially these days where the whole world is fighting the threat of the climate change. So thank you all for joining us from all over the world. And as I said, it's not obvious because it's rarely that scientists and industry and professionals are coming and are sharing 2.5 days listening not to their own area, but rather to a broad band of areas and scientific lectures and discussions. So it's not obvious, but I do hope you will benefit, because sometimes an idea from a different area brings a very good, innovative outcome, innovative translation, and I think that will happen to us all for the benefit of all. I do hope you will contribute and benefit, and that we'll have these 2.5 days a very contributing, an exciting summit. And so I don't want. We were late, and I'm apologizing for that, but we'll have time. And as I said, we will play it focusing on more of the discussion and brainstorming, and feel free to interrupt and to ask and to have an idea and to suggest an idea all over the 2.5 days. But before starting, I want to invite on stage the people who really made it happen. And the people who really made it happen is, first of all, our host, the mayor of the Dead Sea Research Institute, Litvinoff, that all what you saw on the way here, whether you come from the north or from the south, is actually his region. He made it vivid. And he also was very committed and dedicated to make this institute a reality. And that's together, and in parallel to the Tel Aviv University, who made a huge effort, and Professor Joseph Klafter, our president, who find a way to bridge all barrier and to come to this wonderful place. And I do hope in the break you will see the view that we see here from this wonderful. Now we are having the lectures, but I hope you enjoy and breathe the good air in the breaks. And then it wouldn't be here. I mean, we wouldn't be sitting here in this institute if not the gracious contribution of the Porter family, the Porter Foundation, and also the ICA Foundation. So these are the people, the parents, who really made this baby happen and grow. So without further ado, I want to invite Litvinoff, the mayor of the Dead Sea Research, the mayor of the region, Tamar region. I'm excited.
Good morning. First of all, Mira, you have to know that there is You're never late at the Dead Sea. There is time in Tel Aviv and time at the Dead Sea. Here you have the bromine in the air, you take it easy, you sleep good, so you're never late. Welcome to our home for the second time, the second year. I recognize a few faces and I'm happy to see all of you here. You all know there is no minister for the Taj Mahal in India and no minister for the Grand Canyon in America. However, I have been blessed to be head of the Tamar Regional Council for the past 16 years. I have kept watch over this area as an ambassador who mediates between extreme nature of the Dead Sea, the residents, and millions of visitors that comes to the Dead Sea. For me, living under extreme conditions is a daily occupation that can leave you for days without sleep. This last winter has given us heavy rainfalls which led to dry river beds overflowing and destroying parts of the main road and opening new sinkholes. In the summer, like every summer, our rescue team were saving lives of travelers who thought they were going to a nice trip in the beautiful nature, but suddenly discover that the heat of 47 degrees Celsius causes the body to lose energy 3 times faster than anywhere else. Part of my responsibility is to provide municipal services to the factories at the southern end of the Dead Sea. These were the minerals that feeds 10% of the world population are used in various ways. However, at the same time, I am also required to rehabilitate the environmental damage that these factories causes to the sea. I need to pursue government officials of the State of Israel to focus a spotlight on the Dead Sea. The Dead Sea Research Center, the Dead Sea Institute, is a vital tool in this mission. Professor Aaron Lashner, former publisher of the Science Journal, told us a year ago that he believes now is the time for science. And this is exactly how we are trying to advance solutions to the situation of the Dead Sea. Over the years, I have learned that cooperation between people to advance common purposes is much more effective than running alone. So I would like to ask you all, please, take this opportunity to find ways in which we can mutually cooperate between us on the next few days and learning and understanding. And a few words of appreciation for the spirit behind this conference. Mira Marcus Kalish, where is she? Who brought all of you here from all corners of the globe. And David Ben Shabbat, director of the Research Institute, thank you both for your dedication work through realizing a shared vision. Finally, I would like to thank my dear friend and colleague, Professor Joseph Klafter. I want to thank him for the trust and vision that he contributed to the foundation of this institute, and for his dedication and knowledge that will enable the institute to continue for decades to come. Thank you. I really hope to see you here again next year as president. And finally, you know the slogan of Tel Aviv? Not Tel Aviv University. Tel Aviv the city. Tel Aviv the city is a city without a break. And our slogan is the Dead Sea, a break without a city. So I ask you to take also a break from your daily life and also enjoy the stay here at the Dead Sea. Now I want to invite Mr. Professor Joseph Klafter. I have brought something for you. this is the arch of David, you know, and a piece of salt, on a piece of salt. Okay, a piece of salt because Joseph is a salt of the earth.
Wow.
Okay, so this is for you.
Thank you very much.
It's heavy,
Yes, it's heavy.
and you can take it out also if you want it to breathe. You see? Thank you very much.
זה שלך, לא? Thank you very much. This is really a surprise, and I'm even a bit embarrassed. You do what you do, not in order to get a harp and a large piece of salt. So good morning to our guests from abroad and our guests from Israel. You should know that for some of the Israelis, this is considered abroad anyway. So welcome to this very unique spot on Earth, where really seismology and biology and archaeology and geology all converge. And really this is a laboratory for life under extreme conditions. And this really perfectly fits the interdisciplinary culture at Tel Aviv University. So from this point of view, we are very, very fortunate to have a home here in this area and an address. And this address here within the Dead Sea Institute, Dead Sea Research Institute, is the Porter Institute for Life Under Extreme Conditions. And this is, I would say, a privilege. And it's a privilege because no other, presidents of universities compete. No other university president can bring an institution to a lower place on earth. So higher you can go, but this is more difficult. Lower, we are here already in the lowest. Now, all this has been done because it was mentioned already. I would like to start with Dame Shirley Porter. We are really lucky to have the Porter family among our major benefactors of the university. And Shirley is a visionary, and she took upon herself to establish on campus the whole culture of environmental studies. We have the Porter School of Environmental Studies. And when she visited here, we visited here together actually a few years ago, she recognized immediately that this place should be a unique addition to the university's research in the area of environment in general. And by the way, we talk about interdisciplinary. I think Shirley thought about these interdisciplinary connections years ago because they even invented the word, I think. So thank you very much. But now, for me personally, this is really a dream come true, to bring Tel Aviv State, to make Tel Aviv State, establish a settlement in this far periphery. And we are here really to stay, so thank you very much. But nothing would have happened if Dov would not really come with a plan over years, and it took really too long. And we have been discussing and discussing and over-discussing, and finally we are here. And the fire behind it was Mira, who did not let us, just forced us to sign finally the agreement. So all this is really great. No, these are, it's true. So it's all great. Now, for me, I'm finishing 2 terms as the president of Tel Aviv University. This is my last appearance here as a president of the university, maybe president of the state, something else, I don't know. And everyone at this stage thinks about what I'm leaving behind, where I'm leaving some footsteps. And if I think about something that I'm proud of, that it's part of a legacy, this is definitely this research institute and the Porter Institute for Life Under Extreme Conditions. So thank you very much for everything, for this really surprise. And let us all have great discussions here. Great.
So thank you very much, Yossi, and thank you, Dov. And I think you felt the spirit already. It was a real joint venture of all of us. And just to make it precise, Yossi, we started that in 2003. And I have to acknowledge that we started that with Yael, Maor, and with Dani Shachaf that are here, that brought me. And then Dov joined us, and then we made you dream, and you really fulfilled the dream. So it's really a lot of effort, but I want to... No, we have to be very awake. We have a long day in front of us. We have a lot to discuss today. And actually, speaking about that, what we want to really do in this cross-disciplinary, and it really couldn't fit better than Tel Aviv University with all the broad area, all area of science on the same campus, and as Yossi said. But I do hope we will be able to discuss and to take the lesson from nature, the reasonable and unreasonable lecture, as Bernard Shaw said, for the benefit of all of us. This is a huge mission, so we cannot go to sleep. We have a lot to do now. So I want, but again, research was here before, and we had here the R&D, the Dead Sea and Arava R&D that was former, before this institute was established, and we have here the gracious donation of ICA, who supports the R&D at this area for many years and now going on. And I want to invite Professor Yona Chen, who was really a partner in all our steering committee and a great contribution, to bless you all.
Thank you, Mira. When Mira told us 2 months ago she's going to organize a conference, I said to myself, only Mira can declare an international conference 2 months before time. And I have to say, she, as expected, managed it very well. Dear guests, colleagues, and friends, due to time constraints, I will address only a few of you by names and positions held. However, my welcome words are meant, of course, to address all of you. Mr. Dov Litvinoff, Mayor of the Tamar Regional Council, Professor Yosef Klafter, President, Tel Aviv University, Ms. Dame Shirley Porter, founder of the Porter Foundation, Professor Mauro Ferrari, Chairperson of the International Board of Governors, Dead Sea Research Institute, really involved here, and many other positions in Houston, Texas, which I will not mention. There are too many, and they are listed in the program somewhere. Mira Marcus Kalish, organizer of this conference, and Mr. David Ben Shabbat, the director of this institute, director of this place, who is behind the wonderful arrangements that you will face, you have already faced, and you will face during the coming few days. Dear all, ladies and gentlemen, participants and guests from abroad and from Israel. On behalf of ICA, Israel Charitable Association, this is the ICA, the ICA CEO, Mr. Zeev Miller, ICA's President, Sir Stephen Whaley Cohen from London, and ICA's Board of Directors, of which I am a member. It is my great pleasure to welcome and wish all of you a very productive and fruitful conference on life in extreme conditions, the second in our line of conferences, second and not the last one. There will be many more. Trust Mira Kalish, she will take care of us. Firstly, allow me to thank all the partners for the initiative, financing, and making this dream of this institute come through. It's not a trivial issue. You heard about the efforts made by Dov, but there are partners. All the partners were busy with building, equipping, furnishing and establishing this beautiful center, serving the Desert and Dead Sea Research Institute at Masada, that houses advanced laboratories, office space, seminar rooms, and this impressive and inspiring conference hall overlooking the Dead Sea, the deepest area on the Earth's surface. Contributors to the construction and establishment of the center are, first of all, the Tamar Regional Council, Dov Litvinoff Mayor, Tel Aviv University, and the ICA Foundation. Allow me to dedicate a few words to the historical role of ICA as a philanthropic foundation in Israel, so you will know who am I representing here. It was established by Baron Hirsch from France in 1891, and its followers initiated its activity in Israel in 1900. So already about 120 years ago, ICA was active in the country. Over the years, ICA established 137 villages, kibbutzim, moshavim, and towns in the country. ICA is very active in Israel also after the War of Independence, the establishment of the state, 48, until the present era. The foundation's activity focuses on the promotion of research in agriculture, education, tourism, and economic entrepreneurship in the Negev, Arava, and the Galil. Not very much in the center of the country, very rarely. The board of directors includes members from Israel, from Britain, USA, France, and Belgium. This research center here is continuously among our recipients of funds, and we shall continue to do so in the future. Now back to us here in this conference. This center has grown from the employment of 5 researchers in 2007 and 13 research projects that were running then, to 35 researchers operating about 60 projects in 2018. I hope the statistics is correct. That's what I found in the books. In addition, the center provides guidance to and lab space to 25 graduate students working on their MSc and PhD degrees, and projects are run here. The center's objective are in general applied research. We really push them towards the applied research related to specific properties of southern Israel, the Dead Sea area, the Arava, and the Ramon crater. Briefly, and more specific topics are skin health, geology, botany, archaeology, ecology, and extreme areas, agriculture, of course, tourism, social aspects, including demography. All of these are well covered by this conference, inspired by Mira Marcus Kalish. Recently, Tel Aviv University, in cooperation with ICA, promotes joint research project between researchers from this center and with university researchers, thereby jointly ensuring high-level research that will lead to additional research funds obtained from various research foundations available to Israel, in Israel and abroad. We trust that in the near future, researchers from this center, when looking for research funds, will replace their fishing rods, which they are using nowadays, with a real budget fishing net, so larger scale. We want to see that happening. ICA's board of directors wish this conference in-depth lectures and discussions, and we wish this center fast and successful development. We trust that this conference will induce cooperative, high-quality research. I wish all of us a route embedded with red roses, devoid of any thorns, on the way. All the best and enjoy a successful conference. Toda rabba.
Thank you, Yona, and I do hope that Ze'ev Miller, that we were collaborating with him so nicely, he promised to join us. I hope he will be here, but I think it creates another link between Tel Aviv University and ICA. As you know, ICA is investing in supporting the periphery of Israel, the peripheral areas, and I think Tel Aviv University now coming here and another activities like education and so on, it's the same thing, and I think that is the right thing for us as Israelis and Israel as a country. And I think, I do hope we will go further and further with that. And now I want to invite a very, very special lady that Yossi already told a little bit of the foundation and of Shirley. And Dame Shirley Porter is, for me, you know, a model. For me, an envisionary. And I think this role model of women who dream and makes it happen at Tel Aviv University and anywhere with all the energy and what she can still provide, not only contributing, but really being involved, it's a real asset that we have to thank and appreciate a lot. Shirley, please.
I'm not sure. I think it needs to come down. How's that? Okay. Well, can I first of all say I'm in two minds. One mind is, should I speak? And the other is, no, I think I'd rather not speak. So I'm going to keep it very short because really the important matters have already been said. You've heard people who know what they're talking about, and I have never suggested that I was an academic. I'm very happy to be called a visionary. I think this is very nice, as long as I keep my feet on the ground. So I'm particularly pleased to come here, and I'm sure Yossi remembers I came with John, my son, Linda, I think, as well, my daughter, and we all looked and we thought, this is the most marvellous spot. This is something that should be special. It's incredible. There is no other place like it, and I mean that. And I think that really to have brought this fantastic institute to fruition deserves really all that I want to say. And that is only possible when you've got somebody like Yossi, our president, sadly only for until, what's the date and the hour? And because he put his whole self into multidisciplinarity. This is not an easy one for people who are used to doing things a certain way. To do it in a different way, believe me, there are struggles. Anybody who's done it knows it. Everybody's clever after the event. But those who begin things, who start something new, they get all the brickbats, and I'm a specialist in brickbats. But these are now going to be the good days. I think they've done a beautiful job here. It didn't look like this last time I was here. And in fact, I was reminded when I came on the bus yesterday that my husband and I used to come to this area very often. And way, way back when it really was Dove Cowboy City. I mean, it really was a fantastic... And all I can remember is we stayed in some really crummy little hotel where the light in the corridor wouldn't turn off. It was already a major difficulty to have electricity. But that's it. You're absolutely right. It's memorable. But what was even more memorable was we really didn't care too much because we wandered around in a state of total bliss because I don't know if it was the Russians or the Poles, there were people who had stills and they were making vodka. Do you remember that time? You see, I've led more life than you. Yes, you were. Actually, having heard you say that, I did think when I was asked to speak today, well, it would have been more suitable for me to have spoken at the aging conference. I think I would have fitted in rather well. But I truly want to thank you all, and I do want to thank Mira. She is a one-off. She really is. I watched her in close action. We drove up here together in a taxi with a taxi driver who was most obstinate. Dreadful fellow you could imagine. I mean, when you get them, you get them. He only wanted to go his way, and she said, no, you go this way. So we went all the time. There were telephone calls going on. You have no idea how many people are lost who Mira was able to... Mira, is it Mira or Mara? Mira. Mira was able to direct them. No, you've got off the bus at the wrong time. No, you've gone somewhere else. She collected the whole lot. We never stopped. And I know that last night she slept for 1 hour, and I'm amazed you found the time, because she really is amazing. But to all of you, and Dov particularly, we've known each other some time. Good luck to you. Hope all goes well, as it should. And to everybody that's involved, wonderful to see, if I may have a personal word here, Shmulik and Colin here. because they are the ones who are particularly making our school work. And I think it's an exciting time for everybody. So I want to finally welcome those from abroad. I don't know what you expected to find, but I think you will be very surprised if you aren't already. So thank you very much, and I hope the conference goes well. I think I'm coming out this way. Okay.
So you see, this is the inspiration, and these are the people that made it happen, and now I think you understand all. And as Dame Shirley said, now we are going to the real thing, to the cross-disciplinary, to cross all our knowledge and experience and understanding in the different area. But before that, and before starting formally the conference, I want to thank those, even though they were thanked already, but for me personally, the one who made it happen. And it's first of all Dudu Ben Shabbat, who is in the daily base taking care of this institute. And Karen Yecheskel, who helped me in organizing, and it's not simple in this organization. And special thanks, and I wish you take a minute when we go out to the breaks, to the special exhibition that we have here at the entrance and at the Institute, made by Norma Dreamer, who was impressed by this. Stand up, come on, Hill. And she really, you know, we need, even in the break, to get some inspiration, to see a different point of view. And she brought us 15 pictures out of many. And you want to say a word before we start?
No, the only thing is that these works have something to do with the combination of art and science, and I thought that was, and the Dead Sea, of course, so I thought it was appropriate. Thank you.
That's exactly what we need.